Imagine the Battle of Hogwarts is over. Harry Potter stands in the wreckage, but he's not looking at Voldemort's body. He's looking at a man standing at Voldemort's right hand. A man with long, matted hair and eyes that burned with a cruel, aristocratic pride. It's Sirius Black. He isn't the loving godfather we know. He's the Dark Lord's most favored general. And as he looks at Harry, he doesn't offer a hug or a memory of James.
Nice one, James!
He raises his wand and whispers,
"You always did have your mother's eyes, Harry. It's a pity they'll be the last thing I extinguish before I claim my place as the head of the House of Black."
Wait, what? Sirius Black? The man who spent 12 years in Azkaban for a crime he didn't commit? What if, in this timeline, he did commit it? What if the noble rebel of the Black family decided that blood was thicker than friendship, after all? Today, we are exploring the darkest what if of them all. What if Sirius Black truly betrayed the Potters? This changes every single rule of the wizarding world. The Blackest Heart. What if Sirius Black betrayed the Potters? To understand how Sirius could turn, we have to look at his family. The noble and most ancient House of Black. In our world, Sirius hated them. He ran away at 16. But what if the pressure of the First Wizarding War changed him? Imagine it's 1980. The Order of the Phoenix is losing. Members are being picked off one by one. Sirius is paranoid. He sees spies everywhere. But more than that, he starts to feel the pull of his heritage. Maybe his mother, Walburga, didn't just scream at him. Maybe she tempted him. She told him that Voldemort was the only way to preserve their family's legacy. When James and Lily go into hiding, they choose Sirius as their secret keeper. They trust him more than their own lives. But in this reality, Sirius is already a double agent. He's tired of being on the losing side. He looks at James, the perfect hero, and he starts to feel a twisted sense of resentment.
Why should I die for a blood traitor? Why should the House of Black fall so the Potters can live? James was my brother, but Voldemort is my king.
On October 31st, 1981, Sirius doesn't suggest switching to Peter Pettigrew. He keeps the secret. And then, he walks straight to Malfoy Manor. He hands over the location of Godric's Hollow. He doesn't do it out of fear, like Peter. He does it for power. He does it to reclaim his status as the heir to the dark arts. When the house explodes, Sirius is there, standing in the shadows, watching the smoke rise with a cold, terrifying smile. This is where the timeline completely fractures. In the original story, Voldemort falls because Lily's sacrifice creates a protection he can't touch. But if Sirius is the one who betrayed them, he knows about the ancient magic of the Black family. He warns Voldemort. He tells him, don't touch the boy. Use the mother as a bargaining chip. Lily and James are killed, but because of Sirius's interference, Voldemort doesn't die. He succeeds. He kills Harry Potter in the cradle. Think about the weight of that. The prophecy is fulfilled, but the wrong way. The Dark Lord wins in 1981 because Sirius Black was a better spy than Dumbledore was a leader. Voldemort takes over the Ministry. There is no boy who lived. There is no hope. And at the top of this new world order, Sirius Black. He is rewarded for his loyalty with the title of Grand Inquisitor. He purges the Order of the Phoenix. He personally hunts down Remus Lupin. Imagine that confrontation. Remus, the last Marauder, cornered in a dark alley in London. He looks at Sirius, unable to believe the betrayal.
Sirius, why? We were brothers. James would have died for you.
And he did, Remus. That was his weakness. He loved too much. I chose to lead.
Sirius cast the killing curse without a single tear. He has completely embraced the darkness of his ancestors. He becomes the most feared man in Britain, more feared than even Bellatrix Lestrange, because he was once a hero. He knows exactly how the good guys think, which makes him the perfect hunter. But wait, if Harry is gone, is the story over? Not quite. Remember the prophecy? It could have been Neville. With the Potters dead and Sirius reigning as Voldemort's right hand, the Longbottoms become the last hope. Frank and Alice are in hiding, and Neville becomes the spare chosen one. But this Neville isn't the shy boy we know. He's a child of the Resistance. He's raised by a grieving Augusta Longbottom in a world where magic is a weapon and the sun never seems to shine. The story shifts to 10 years later. Hogwarts isn't a school. It's a training camp for the junior Death Eaters. Sirius Black is the headmaster. He stalks the halls like a ghost, his black robes trailing behind him, instilling terror in every student. He's looking for the next threat. He knows about the Longbottoms. He's obsessed with finishing the job he started at Godric's Hollow.
I can smell the defiance in the air, Longbottom. You have your father's stubbornness. It didn't save him, and it won't save you.
Neville has to lead a secret underground movement within the school. He's joined by a cynical, hardened Hermione Granger, a Muggle-born who survived by hiding her identity, and a disillusioned Ron Weasley. They aren't fighting for house points. They are fighting for survival. Sirius, however, isn't just a villain, he's a brilliant strategist. He plays with them. He lets the Resistance grow just so he can crush it at the right moment. He has become the ultimate dark mentor, the dark reflection of what Dumbledore should have been. The climax happens during the graduation of Neville's year. A full-scale rebellion breaks out at Hogwarts. The Order of the Phoenix, what's left of it, attacks the castle. Neville finally faces Sirius Black in the Great Hall. It's a duel of absolute intensity. Sirius is laughing. He's faster, stronger, and more experienced. He's using dark arts that haven't been seen in centuries.
Is this the best the light can offer? A boy with a herbology book? James was 10 times the wizard you are, and I watched him fall.
But then, the twist happens. As Sirius prepares the final blow, he catches a glimpse of a mirror. He sees himself. Not the Grand Inquisitor, but the young boy who sat in the Gryffindor common room. He sees the photo of the 4 Marauders he keeps hidden in his pocket. For a split second, the Sirius that James Potter loved flickers to life. The guilt he's suppressed for 17 years hits him like a bludger. He hesitates. That second is all Neville needs. Neville doesn't use a killing curse. He uses a spell of true sight. He forces Sirius to see every soul he's betrayed. Sirius collapses, not from a wound, but from the sheer weight of his own sins. The black heart finally breaks. Voldemort, sensing his general's weakness, arrives to finish the job. But Sirius, in one final act of shattered loyalty, turns his wand on his master. He doesn't do it to be a hero. He does it because he realizes that without James, the world is empty.
I'm coming to see you, Prongs. Tell the devil I'm bringing company.
Sirius and Voldemort are consumed in a blast of ancient magic. The war is over. Neville is the victor. But the wizarding world is scarred forever by the man who was supposed to be its greatest guardian. This is the most terrifying thing about Sirius Black. His loyalty was his greatest strength, but if you flip that coin, his betrayal is the ultimate weapon. If Sirius had been the traitor, the story of Harry Potter wouldn't be a tale of hope. It would be a Shakespearean tragedy about how the people we love the most are the ones who can hurt us the most. It makes you appreciate the Sirius we actually got, the man who chose Azkaban over betrayal and death over dishonor. But I want to know what you think. Do you think Sirius was ever capable of this? Or was his love for James the one thing that even the dark arts couldn't touch? And what do you think would have happened to Peter Pettigrew in a world where Sirius was the real spy? Let me know in the comments. This was a dark request from a follower, and I'm really curious to see your reactions to villain Sirius. If you want more deep dives into the dark side of the Potterverse, smash that like button and subscribe to Omniva. I'm Omniva, and remember, sometimes the brightest stars fall the hardest.